Hello there, welcome to Five Figures. Today we're going to take a look at a few that I've acquired over the last year and a half, some more recently than others. Just things that kind of trickle in as you kind of fade out of collecting or maybe fade in or don't really know what your future holds, but you still pick up a few things. This is where those fall in, and this is where these came from. I'd say the oldest one I probably purchased out of these is probably about, a few months after I stopped making my last video, which is about a year and a half ago. And some of these are picked up fairly recently. I think most recently was probably Jade. Anyway, I'm going to start with Tigress here. So this one I think I got at GameStop. It was sold under the vintage cards, the retro carding. And I've heard a lot of people really complain they hated this color that she came out in. This very orange color, and she should be a paler tone, but I personally love this color orange. She came with a couple different heads and things like that, but I don't like the constant snarling head, so I just go and leave her like this on the shelf. But I personally thought this was a beautiful figure. It is a tiger woman, so go ahead and make her tiger colored. I know it's probably a little more orange than your average tiger, and it's more orange than it needs to be, but I personally don't have a problem with it. I love it. Can't fault it, can't complain. Pretty happy with it. And that's probably the oldest one out here. Next up, we got Jade Cargill. Wrestles for AEW. Even though I don't really follow AEW anymore, or any wrestling anymore, really, I do still like wrestlers. I do still like wrestling, so I do still pick up the occasional, especially if it's somebody new. I don't need any more vintage figures. I don't need any more Hulks or AJ Styles or anything like that. I have plenty of renditions of those, but when sometimes they come out with a new character, a new figure, I'm intrigued, and so I will pick that up, even if I don't know the character. And this is a big statuesque woman. Very gorgeous. Something about her costume design reminds me a lot of those Jungle Woman comics from the 50s. And I don't know, I just thought it was a really, really cool figure. Really well done. And of course, it's a whole new body sculpt from them. So I couldn't pass on it. Even though I'm not familiar with her, I was just like, oh man, I love the look. I really like that look. So had to pick that up. I'm going to jump over here to this side now. So GameStop is, a lot of you, if you're figure hunters, GameStop had a big promotion for a long time, about 6 months worth here, where all their clearance was 50% off. And so this guy was on clearance, and he was sitting in there for like $9. And I popped on him for $9. I've been kind of eyeing these different places, and I haven't been really wild with the brand or this design, but I thought, you know what, for $9 I'll give him a try. I don't hate it, but I'm not mega impressed. I'm not super excited about it. He's got a lot of articulation. He does feel a little cheap. I mean, look at some of your angles you get, just with the way the articulation works. That leaves big gaps. The legs leave a big gap because they don't close very well. Just, I don't know, those are my negatives on it. It just has a cheaper feel, a little bit of a Chinese knockoff type feel. If you've ever bought Figure Arts or anything like that were Chinese knockoffs, that's what he kind of feels like to me. Not the most well done. Looks pretty good on the shelf, but I don't know. One at $9 I'm okay with. I wouldn't buy probably any more of these, although I did pick up the Bebop, but that's just because, it's Bebop. Gotta have that. And this one here, this is Sky from Fortnite. If you're not familiar with Fortnite, I get it. I do still love my Fortnite figures, and I do still love Fortnite. I don't actually have internet, so I don't get to play it anymore. But this is after they got bought by Hasbro. They're no longer made by Jazzware. Hasbro doesn't make the hands articulate anymore, so they're much better in that way. It's less silly. And Sky here was one of the last skins that was running around that I really liked. And I feel like adventure time flowing off this figure a lot. And she comes with a glider, a big puffly thing that flies and also is her hat. And that kind of reminds me of Jake and just the magic swords and everything like that. So I get a Finn and Jake the Human vibe off her a lot. And I think it's a beautiful figure that conjures up imagination and just fun. So I think it's cool, well articulated, well colored, and well designed figure. So it's one that I definitely, out of these, like if you don't have one, I recommend I pick that up. Definitely. And if you're into wrestling, of course, get that Jade. This is a great Marvel Legends. This guy, not so much. Oh no. Which leads me to our last figure here, which is this is a McFarlane Toys Crime Syndicate Wonder Woman. She is a giant, tall, towering figure with pillar-like limbs and appendages, and absolutely gorgeous figure with pretty decent articulation. I would have liked some better rotation at these hips and stuff like that. That you don't get, and you don't get a lot, you don't get anything in the ab. Your legs aren't bad. You get double jointed elbows. You get the butterfly shoulders. So a lot of that works real well and works well with this outfit and the way that it covers. Yeah, I really wish you could get a little bit more articulation in the middle. You barely get a rotation and almost nothing else. And then your hips are pretty stiff. Everything else on the legs, I can't really complain about. You do even get toe articulation if anybody wants that, which I don't think anybody does. I don't know why you would put that in, especially a figure like this. It just doesn't seem necessary. But over and all, I do think it is a very beautiful figure. And it's Wonder Woman, and I like Wonder Woman. And, you know, Crime Syndicate Wonder Woman. I've always just kind of liked the notion of an evil Wonder Woman. So, had to pick that up because she's just a giant Amazon, which she actually is, not just the term for, you know what I mean. Anyway, that's my lot. That's my story. That's my 5 figures. Just a little bit more that got kind of scraped together during the last year and a half. And I wanted to share them because they are, even though I'm not in love with that figure at all, it was worth the $9, but I don't think I'd get any more. Everything else I was very happy with. Picked her up at Target. Most of the others probably online, but as I was saying, that is my story, and I'm going to drop it at that. Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.